Breakpoint on Sporty FM. Beyond Sport.
Sporty FM, and time now is 9 minutes after 11 o'clock this day, the 24th of September 2025. And this is the Breakpoint. My name is Kwanya Joshua.
Yes, and of course this is Hilda Chepto. You can call me Chep, and it is Sporty FM KE on all social media platforms.
And
yes.
Now imefika the time that we want to talk matters to do with sportswear. Mm-hmm. And we want to talk with Michael Gwei, the founder of Beast Athletic Sportwear. Mm-hmm. Hope I got it right. Karibia Mike, please. And
okay.
Michael, as we start, please just introduce yourself and tell us who Michael is. And maybe utuambie Michael amegrow happy na alipata hii alinga into sports aje.
So my name is Michael Gwei, and I'm the founder at Beast Athletic. Beast Athletic is it's more of a kitting company as well as management and consulting. So we are heavily involved with sports in general because we work with various teams across the different categories. From rugby, we have kitted or we are still kitting Masinde Muliro University. Also at one point we did the Varsity League where we were able to kit well above around 12 universities. Mm-hmm. So we have done some extensive work in that specific field, as well as also we have done extensive work when it comes to market research, mostly for football clubs in Kenya, so that we can help them grow their numbers besides just selling the kits. So aside the kitting part, we ensure that we are able to consult these teams accordingly. So that is one of our biggest strength. And also as a kit maker, our biggest advantage that we normally rely on is the ability to design. We are privileged to have very good colleagues or staff within Beast Athletic, so that we are able to produce such high level or high quality kits that are able to tell stories in various ways across all the teams we are partnering with. Basically in all divisions, because we work with academies, we work with regional teams, county, Division 2, Division 1, the NSL, the Kenya Premier League. We have worked also with the government through NOC for the Paris Olympics. Actually, we were among the first brands, actually. I don't know if I can say in Africa or something.
Yes, say.
We designed for Kenya the kit for for the Winter Olympics. I think it was a first for Kenya.
Yeah.
So we designed that as well. So it was such a huge privilege to be able to work in such high level as a company, and more so a Kenyan company. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, and as you mentioned, the Team Kenya, the design for Team Kenya, also did the Paris Olympics.
Yes,
that jersey. It was a very nice jersey, very nice t-shirts and kofia pia, very very well different.
Yes,
of course, very different, very flashy.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious about the thought process behind that design, and how was that journey for you?
Okay. It was a good process, primarily because we had good guidance. We have heads of communication, Stephanie. She was very helpful when it came to how we are able to understand the organization, because she gave us a very good brief on what we need to understand about NOC as a body, what it does to the athletes. And so while we had the undertaking of coming up with something that stands out for the country, we had to think holistically how it covers all the discipline. So we had to come up with something that transcends one sport.
Yes,
because it was worn by the rugby team, it was worn by the athletes. So it was something that we had to think it through in a long-term way, because we were trying to create something that embodies the Kenyan spirit. So technically we had to come up with something unique. So the idea behind that specific t-shirt that you saw a lot of people buy, it was basically inspired by the phrase kujenga nchi. So if you had played something called a brick game, you'd understand
Yes.
how you score.
Yes.
So if you look at specifically at how that t-shirt is, it has like elements of like a brick. But for this one, for this specific pattern that we created, it wasn't something that has an end. It was more like you play your part and then let the other person build up. So it has that element of blocks running across and in across the different colors within the flag.
Construction never ends.
Yes, the construction never ends, because if let's say I pass on, there is somebody else who will be a Kenyan mwenye pia atajaza that part.
Yes.
Yes.
So it is more like a design that captures the element of growth. Yeah, so that's why I think that t-shirt for me will be very iconic. It can be worn across the years.
Yes.
And it represents basically the Kenyan spirit. That's why I think it was that popular. Yeah.
You've mentioned some few things that we'll come back to, but just to also understand the Beast Athletic Sportswear, just tell us the origin and why did you?
Okay. So Beast Athletic Sportswear, I can call it was a long idea. That's the word I'd use. It's not something that we started off right away. One of my backgrounds is it's more of design, color, and basically coming up with ideas. Let me just call it idea. So from a fashion level, it's more, people would say fashion design. But for us, or for me, it was more about understanding color blend and how it translates to a good product. So just aside, because if you have noticed, some of our kits, they don't have graphics. Some of them is just pure color balancing, and then the kit comes out correct. So I would not, Sisi Jita, we are a group of tailors, or we are given.
I had to check mine.
Yeah, so we have to be, we understood that we have to be properly positioned.
Yes.
In a way that we are able now to understand what colors bring what design to what teams. So we had to go all the way back to how we are able to understand the construct of a garment, because that's where we are. It is not just about these are the designs that people want, and then we have to do that.
Yes.
We do it our own way as well. So we are able now to understand. We come up with our own template, just like any other major brand that would do, and this brand resonates with our theme for every season. So basically that was the idea. But now when it came to why, the why factor,
Yes.
was because I'd say not prior to us running Beast Athletic, before it was such a hurdle for guys to actually get authentic kits. And also on top of that, it was quite difficult to get the right kit. So if you're familiar with how football is, the people that gave us this level of exposure was Maisa through the Norge Cup, how people call it, Norway Cup. So when these young players usually travel to Norway, when they came back with kits, and when they came with these specific jerseys, they were more like one of one. So if let's say you lose that jersey, there's never another.
There was no swapping.
There's no swapping. There was no replacement. So it was one. So because I also went through the same system, like when I was playing football, I learned that there was a need to have kits that players can wear and fans can still buy, but at a certain cost, but also at a certain quality. Because by the end of the day, if we are being fed these foreign kits that, let's say, they are not authentic, there is no essence, or there is no element of ownership.
Yes.
So now there is that gap where a team needs to have kits that belongs to them. That if you go anywhere in the world, you can only have one of one. Let's say your favorite football team,
Chelsea.
they have a one of one team. They have one of one kit.
Yeah.
So there is no way it can be swapped with another team.
Yes.
In terms of the way it is constructed, the colors. So that's the whole idea. So we want to, it was our idea to have every team to have something that belongs to them. And that's how we started gradually building Beast Athletic up, so that it is what it is right now. Yeah, so we have, and also through that process, we have interacted with quite a lot of teams, because I believe we are in around almost every county. I believe there is a Beast Athletic product. Everywhere you go, if you ask around, you will get a team that wears Beast Athletic, from the grassroots all the way to the highest level.
Yes. And just before Chep comes in, Beast. You know, when I was doing research and when Chep told me Beast, I thought maybe BAST.
Okay.
And I was like, when I went online, it's BEE.
Yes.
Why that? And then athletic. That one kind of, someone who sees this for the first time, I think, is just for athletics alone. Ama ni mimi ndio naona hivyo.
Okay, yeah, that's a good observation. So, it's actually beast, like BEEST. Okay, here's why. So, beast athletic literally comes from the word wildebeest. And wildebeest, it's a wonder of the world. So for us as a company, we were positioning ourselves to be a first coming from Kenya. Like in our own way, we are a unique product that any visitor that wants to discuss sports, they look at Beast. We are benchmarking ourselves as a brand that resonates with the larger audience.
Yes.
Also, the reason as to why maybe we use Beast, not the whole phrase, is simply because if you look at the attributes of our wildebeest, the whole migration process,
Yes.
there is a sense of resilience. And that is where the Kenyan spirit is. We are known to be people that gets the job done. So, and also we are a bunch of beasts. We don't tire. We make sure we get it done. We get it done correctly, and we show what we are. So that's where the word beast came from. Because aside the name, there is that pride in showing you can get something done and done correctly.
Yes.
I think umeona vile tulifanya Chan.
Yes.
We turned up, we showed up,
Yes.
and our voices was heard. So
Yeah.
that is the whole idea about Beast. Like if you look at it from a brand level, like this is Beast. Like we are the people.
Okay.
Yes. So that's why the name Beast. So Beast, the root, like basically the root name is from the world.
Wild beast.
Yeah. So that's where we base all our ideas, we base all our resilience from. Yes.
That's very, very interesting. Because even me, I didn't know the idea behind the name, but that is very, very brilliant. And something else I'm very curious about just now, the business model now. When you started now, is it more of design alone, or it's designed and also you produce the kits? And also maybe now in that conversation now, you can also now tell us when you started now partnering with these clubs now, maybe from Div 1, how did you start? Did you and how did you start? Did you go just ninatafuta teams ya Div 1 kwanza nianzie hapo and then I go slowly, or what was your strategy now to get into the market, the football market that is now?
Okay, great.
Yes.
So now firstly, our first entry point was design. We were doing designs, but the designs that we were doing,
Yes.
a lot of people that we were talking to could not actualize the designs. Because now, like I said, because we understand the designing process as it is, we know what we need to do.
Yeah.
So now we had to set up in a way that we are able to actualize our designs our own way. Because remember, there is something I think a lot of people don't seem to understand about jerseys.
Yeah.
We have different sizing. We have the UK sizing, we have the Chinese sizing. So before we could even go into, let's say, production, we had to understand how does a Kenyan body fit in a kit.
Yeah.
So we had to come up with our own patterns. We had to come up with our own construct of how we would want our kits to look like. So that was key. Because a lot of times when guys came to us, they were like, hey, the designs are good, but if you guys are not producing, the kits that we normally get, they're normally a size less or a size more, so I don't know exactly what my size is. So we saw that problem, and then we decided, aside designing, now we start producing our own kits. So we had to set up our own a mini workshop or factory that now we started working on the kits. Now, for the first entry, in terms of the first teams we partnered with, one of the teams that we actually sat down and had a conversation around kitting them was Gucha Youth from Kisii. So the owner is called Nick. So we sat down with Nick, we discussed. He's a very good man. He said, okay, so if you guys have this idea, now actualize it, and then we get the kits from you because the designs are good. And if you give it to somebody else, they might not know the right fabric to use.
The quality,
and
yeah,
the quality
wise,
yes. And now because I have a bit of that background where I'm able to tell you this fabric can be used on this kit, this fabric is good for this weather. So now we started the construct. How do we have a good kit?
Yes.
So after that, and then now we started having conversations around how do we sell the kits. So from how now we sell these specific kits, that is when we started developing our side, let's say our side hustle, I can air quote that, as consultant.
Yes.
So now we started discussing, and then I have other friends within, and then we had friends around Shabana. That's when they were like now coming up. They were in the NSL, they were doing good, but they needed other areas of improvement. So a friend of mine, Reginald, linked me up with another guy who is currently, I believe, one of the communication heads at Shabana. His name is Wesley Mokua, a good guy. So we decided to have ideas on how can we build a good product, because by then Shabana was winning, but guys coming to the pitch wako wengi. So now we had to come up with ways on how to bring the numbers
into the stadium
now. So we had to come up with tags, good posters, involve the branches, because the branches were there but they were not fully activated. So now we had to discuss. So we started coming up with phrases like bring the noise. I think you saw them across the NSL and the first leg of the Premier League. Yes, and also paint goosey red and white. So we were able to make sure like the fans were fully involved. So it was about, I'd use his word, it was about giving the team back to the people, because that's the only way you can give ownership to anything. If the people supporting it feel the full ownership of that specific product or the team, they'll definitely show up for the team. And from there the rest is from there. Now even when we were no longer working, I could see the growth and the numbers kept on. And also that there was that element of transparency, because I think people get to see Shabana do the posting, like this is what you have collected. It started way back before the Premier League. Because according to him, to Mokua, it was about, if the people are coming to the pitch, then show them what they actually gave to the team. So that when they show up again, they are able now to know we need more, because now we need to solve our need through whatever we are getting. So that's a model I think a lot of clubs can actually try and emulate, and then see what sort of impact it has to the team.
And just a follow-up now. As you said, the Gucha Youth was your entry point. You started with them. So now currently as Beast Athletic, how many teams now do you work with? Maybe if we start from the grassroots, NSL to the Premier League, currently how many teams do you work with?
To be honest,
ziko mingi.
Zimekuwa mingi, but as of last season, we were very much involved. Let's say we did Sofapaka. We did some work for them for the Premier League period, and then also we had Ulinzi Stars that we are doing the fun kits with, and then also we had the Ulinzi Starlets that we are currently actually doing some project with, and also we have Kisped in the Women Premier League, and also there is a Trinity Starlets in the Women Premier League, and then also there is the Ulinzi Stars also, like I'm wearing their fun kit.
Evident.
So we I was privileged through guys like Indeche, who was I think he was one of the heads for the
for the Chan.
Solid guy, that one. Indeche really put us on when it came to like how we are able to understand certain elements when it comes to like just association. So we did well on that end. And also KCB training. KCB training, they were Beast Athletic. So there are guys like Martin from KCB. He really did some, he really gave us also the pass, as well as guys like Arani. These are people that saw what we did, and then they were like, this can work for us as well. So they gave us an opportunity as well to just partner with them, bring good collaboration, and I believe also the players like the training kits as well. And then also On a design level, we have worked with Tusker. We designed kits for Tusker in collaboration with Umbro. So the fun kits and some of their playing. So it was a good opportunity. And then also I don't know. I think
Zimekuwa mingi sana.
and then NSL we have done some work also. Actually, NSL Kibera Black Stars, and I believe we did some proper work with Kibera Black Stars. Solid work. We had guys like Fortune. Did some good work with Fortune. How we are doing, and then also Migori Youth. At some point, we are doing their fun kits. For this season, we have Mwatate. They're back kwa league. So Mwatate United. And then also we have Kabati, the newly promoted Kabati. And then there is Gucha Stars. Actually, Gucha Stars wana content kukuja kwa league.
Yes,
So Beast Athletic, guys at Soy, very good guys at Soy. Yeah, so we did, and we're doing some projects with Soy, very good guys. Compel, we're doing some projects with Compel. So let's say all the promoted teams basically that are going into the NSL at some point or are currently wearing Beast Athletic. So let's say we might have a very good number in the NSL. So there is that trust. So it was very, very good for us on that end. And then the Division 1, the Division 1 last season, we had like around 12 teams or 13. Now that I think there is that new conversation around format, the new format that came in, I think we added like 12 more teams. So and then now the Division 2, and then now there is the county.
So it's going to the grassroots.
Yes.
Mashinani.
Yes. And then also I think I had indicated the team, and then also we have like these special collaborations. We have like with teams like Maringo. Let's say like I think a good case study that I tell you of an organized regional or county club, Maringo United. We are actually doing amazing project with them currently, and they are going to launch their kits. Probably one of the finest kits you'll see come out of Kenya. The kits we did amazing, from the badge work to the design to the prints, everything. So actually, and actually talking of the same, I believe they have their gala. Ni rare kidogo you hear of proper structured galas across.
And it's a regional team.
Yes. So and now they are going up. They have everything set up actually. So it will be in Pride Westlands, 3rd of October, from 6 p.m. So actually, you guys should actually show up. You just see the kids, the organization. They have done well. They have properly done well. So Kelly is the man behind this whole project. So he did good. He did good by just structuring the team. The PR is on point. Actually, if you check their social and how they are building up to now the actual event, it is something I believe a lot of top teams should really yes, and you'll see the unveiling. So we have quite some good things that we are working with such teams.
Just before we go for a break, I just wanted to ask, you've mentioned the teams, the clubs from the regionals, the counties that you are working together with. Now this begs the question that inanisumbua, how do you get these gigs? Hizi gigs mingi mnazipata aje as Beast Athletic Sportwear?
First of all, the only one time we actually did boosting pale, that's the word boosting, sindio? Boost
on social media.
Was only once
for wider reach.
Only once. And we did it purposely because we are trying to get our contacts across. But now 99% of the work we do is pure referrals. Pure referrals. Because I tend to think if you focus on the product, the people will come. Okay, I don't need to tell you this is a good product. You just need to see it.
Yes,
I know it's a good product. Because that's how we were able to work with our teams from South Sudan. We have quite a few teams from South Sudan. We have like 6 teams from South Sudan. So we are able to work closely with people that are not even Kenyan. Now imagine we are solving a problem that is far beyond our borders. Also in Somali we have around 2 teams. Mandera County we have like 16 teams. So now you can imagine how far, like almost, I don't know how far Nairobi to Mandera is. Now you can imagine we get people buying from us all the way from there. And the most interesting bit about our production and our business model is 80% of our clients never show up to the office. So now that tells you we are running a more transparent business and something that you can actually rely on when it comes to purchase and the whole production process.
All right.
So basically that's how we get
Referrals.
Because
Word of mouth.
Nilibai kwa Beast.
nilibai kwa Beast. So mtu akijua nilibai kwa Beast definitely anajua ni fiti. So now we get the next client. Because I tend to think as much as also we are going retail actually. We are working on going retail. We'll have our own physical brick and mortar outlet. It will be the first of its kind anywhere. Where we'll stock all the teams we are working with.
Nice.
So ukiingia hapo, any team that is working with Beast, you'll
able to get their kit there.
Yes.
Brilliant.
That reminded me of methali, chema chajiuza kibaya chajitembeza. When we come back, we'll talk about original versus counterfeit jerseys and how that the having counterfeits kill business, and even just to things to do with fund mobilization and stealing of ideas, because I'm pretty sure since you are working in a creative sector, maybe some of your ideas have been stolen by some people before. When we come back,
Breakpoint on Sporty FM. Beyond Sport.
Time now is 21 minutes to 12 noon, and we are speaking to Michael Gwei, the founder of Beast Athletic Sportwear. My name is Kwanya Joshua.
Yes, and of course this is Hilda Chepto. You can call me Chep.
Chep, I didn't know kuna maneno mingi hivi.
Maneno mingi aje. This conversation is very interesting.
Yes.
I have my own interests.
Please,
Yes.
muulize hiyo swali before you forget.
I have a very interesting question and something that has been bothering me for a while in terms of design, especially. And I would love to pick your brain, especially for Kenya. Because sometimes I feel as Kenya, because every country in the world has their own national identity in terms of dressing. Kuna ile nguo yenye tunasema ni nguo ya your national nini nguo.
Ukiona
you can tell this is Tanzania. You can tell this is South Africa. This is their national, this is how they dress.
Okay.
Now for Kenya, sometimes I do feel we lack an identity in terms of our own identity in terms of our clothes, what we wear. That is ceremonial. So that's why most of the time I tend to think we tuna default tunaenda to Masai Shuka.
Okay.
Our designs are purely most of the time Masai Shuka. You saw even the team Kenya, the early on when we were going for the Olympics, ile ya ceremonial, ile yenye they were wearing kwa boat and stuff. The first design that was released was sort of a Masai Shuka, which Kenyans refused. Then they went back and redesigned. So I don't know what we can do about it. And I don't know if you feel the same way, that as Kenya as a country, we lack identity in terms of design or in terms of color. So we tend to be color red too. Tunapenda color red sana and Masai Shuka. I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay. I think I'd say until the last few years, that's when we started taking design seriously. I think that's what I'd say. Mostly from a design standpoint, where a lot of people are getting involved with what Kenyans actually want. Because there's a difference between what Kenyans want and what the team is given.
Yes.
Because I think Kenyans are very particular with how they are represented. And I believe that's where organization like NOC decided, you know what, this is the direction we'd like to take. So when it comes to things like you said, like the colors, every country has its own color. That's something I think all of us should be very aware. Like let's say when you think about Jamaica, example, innately you think about the yellow, the green.
And the green.
You
yes,
know,
the flag colors. Yes.
When you think about, let's say, Nigeria, there's a way you think about the green. Naturally, you know that's the green.
Yeah.
So for Kenya, you think about the red. The red. So now the question always becomes, what do we build on top of the red?
Yeah.
Now that will resonate with now whatever that we want to do.
Yeah.
But the red as it is, basically, anywhere you go, if I take a red t-shirt and then add Kenya, technically you know that's Kenya. You really confuse it with something else.
Yes.
So that's why things like the Kenyan bracelets, it's more like the Kenyan bracelets. You definitely know.
Yeah.
You'll see the colors and you'll know.
Yeah.
So basically, for the way I see it rather, is first we need to strengthen our colors. That's very key.
Yeah.
Because colors gives identity. Anywhere, if you look at Sporty, there is the red and then the white.
Yes.
If I see it anywhere with the S, I'll know definitely this is Sport FM.
Yeah, yeah.
So now when on any meetings of teams or anywhere you go where there are countries, associations, the red is the first thing that comes to mind. How do you think about the red? So if the red is layered with a color, white, and then it has Kenya, you know that's Kenya.
Yeah.
So now the question becomes, how do we develop the red, build ideas around it, and not necessarily gravitate towards the Maasai?
The Maasai, yes.
Yes.
And another idea, of course, that I shared and some time back on Twitter, why can't we build our identity using the national flag? We use the colors of the national flag.
Actually,
is that
actually if you saw Chan, there was a time, I think it was before the Angola match, where when the national team was going to the field, they had the red t-shirts with vertical Kenya. We actually did that.
I saw them.
Yes. And a lot of people are like, that's more like it.
Exactly.
That's Kenyan.
Yeah, it gives us, it's now an identity. We can relate to that. It's the colors of our national flag.
Yes. Yeah. So now when we take that approach, basically what we are trying to do is to amplify. So I'm also thinking it applies the same to the red.
Yes.
So you have to amplify it in a way that it is not necessarily associated with something that is linear. I don't know if the word is linear. Like those people represent the rest of us, or that color represent the rest of us. So there is more diverse. And now if let's say the Masai Shuka is, let's say, our pride, is it our export to the world? That is the conversation. So are we known for that? That's another conversation. Because when it comes to colors, when it comes to the design, when it comes to everything else, we must also have the awareness that whenever a country goes beyond or far from its border, it carries an identity.
Yes.
So the immediate identity that we normally have or ride on is the Maasai.
We go to that.
Yes, we go to that. So now the question becomes is, how can we try to create more products or more identity around whatever that we have? Yes, something that can if you look at, you can feel like, okay, this is Kenya without screaming Kenya. So I think it's more, it will take a bit of thinking, a bit of time to actualize the way we see things, and also for the fact that younger people are getting involved with how the country is seen from the outside. I think is also it's partly important for like the designing people, the designers, the larger community to understand how the new age Kenya is perceived. And now I understand from your angle why you feel maybe certain pieces or certain approach is outdated. Because there is a new Kenya in the back of your head that you can't see it translated to what you think it should be.
Tied to that, I wanted to ask the inspiration around your designs. Like right now, if you were to design for Kisumu All Stars, what then, as you design, what do you think around when you're designing for Kisumu All Stars or Gucha Youth?
Okay, so let's say if we take Kisumu All Stars example. So first of all, it bears the name Kisumu. So from an outsider, what is Kisumu? So that's the first approach we need to look at, or that's the first thing we look at, like what is Kisumu? So from the inside, what is Kisumu? From the outside, what is Kisumu? So if you are able to fuse the in and the out, we are able now to understand how can we bridge what you think of Kisumu as a native and what an outsider from Nairobi or Mombasa thinks of Kisumu. So if we are able to translate those ideas and process into a shirt, then it becomes relatable to both. So there are those elements that defines Kisumu. There is the boats, there is
the fish,
the lake, there is the people, there is the vibrance of color, there is the music.
The music, exactly.
So now from a design level, we have to break down these elements into singular, malleable ideas so that we know if we touch on one, how can we translate it to
the rest?
Because we can't do everything. We can't have all these good ideas into one product. So now we have to understand, let's say we are looking at the boats. How do outsiders think of Kisumu and the boats? Is it in positive light? Is it in negative light? If it's in positive light, how are we able to bridge from an insider into
an
outsider?
Well.
Yes.
Great
So those are some of the things that, like the Kisped Queens, we are able to look at their colors. like the blue, how does it relate to the place? The white, how do we position these specific elements in a letter, something that actually you can look at and say, I actually like this product.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this question that I think a week ago, around partnership. You get into partnership, then all of a sudden you get out. What brings such kind of partnership when you as a beast get into partnership with a club, then within a week you're out?
There's certain, let me use like the current team that we are working closely with, basically for this specific gala that they have, Maringo United.
Yes, Maringo.
So they have their gala on the 3rd, let's say the 3rd. And then now, if it's 3rd of next month, and then we had worked on the design for, let's say, a period of actually 4 months to get the designs correct. So firstly, when we sit down with the people responsible, like the people in charge of these specific teams, there are specific ideas first that we must have in common, like the direction, your expectations, the designing process. All these elements, sometimes they determine if something will be successful
Or not.
Also, let's say in situations where we walk out of something, purposely it happens because we have never been in a situation where we are the one pulling the strings on this is not what we want to do. We also have to understand the patterns that does not that do not align with our policies
Yes.
or with how we view. So in the event that we feel there is breach or there is situation where there is no goodwill, then we are forced to stay on the side,
Yeah.
so that we don't want to get in a situation where suddenly there is miscommunication,
Yes.
or there are situations now we have to address things in a certain tone or in a certain light that may not look good for both parties.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because by the end of the day, you must understand the way the Kenyan league, mostly the Premier League side of it, which is now the SportPesa League, is we need to find professionalism and structures among the teams. So if we feel like certain elements are lacking, then
You get out.
we just have to to stay on the side
Yes.
and observe.
Yeah, and observe.
Yeah.
Yes, and something Kwanya mentioned before we went for a break,
Yes.
in matters of counterfeits, because we saw Shaban a few weeks ago came out and said we maneno ya counterfeit,
Hatutaki.
we are condemning it. Our kits look like this. These are the brands we have here. This is how the badge looks like. This is the partner we are working with. They are trying to get
In fact,
rid
they
of that.
banned some of those counterfeits.
And it's something that is very rampant in the especially in the top tier league of our football. I don't know, what are your thoughts on matters counterfeit? How does it happen? How do we get ourselves in situations where we have so many counterfeit jerseys, but at the same time you have clubs that produce jerseys but don't make it available? So fan anajipata amenunua hiyo counterfeit. I don't know where the thin line is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think and I believe that access is key. Access is key.
Yeah.
So for us, let's say for us as Beast Athletic, teams know where offices are, and also we give access to clubs to sell their kits. So in terms of access and availability, our kits are there. Two, I believe also that pricing is another thing.
Yeah.
So let me give you context. A lot of European clubs that we tend to buy their jerseys, we normally buy them on a counterfeit pricing.
Yes. 1,300.
1,300.
Yes.
1,200.
Yes.
1,000. Ikienda sana hata 500 or 700. But in their part of the world, the same kit inako somewhere between 9,000 to around 15,000
Yeah.
per kit. So technically it means a Kenyan cannot afford the authentic kit while they are outside Kenya, because it's costly.
Yeah.
When they come inward, ama wakuja Kenya, the pricing zinaanza to make sense. So now these guys that buy these European kits that are counterfeit, the guys that manufacture these counterfeit kits, they tend to have similar elements to the original kits.
Yeah.
So And the pricing point that, let's say, the sellers are selling off these kits at is competitive according to the buyer. So when it comes to Kenyan kits now, most buyers or most supporters of Kenyan-based teams, they normally price the European fake counterfeit kits to what the club should sell them for. You get the difference? So it means they're like, if X counterfeit jersey, I can buy it at 70 or at 1,500, and then I add 200, I have my number. Why would I buy your kit at 2,500?
So it's now more about the pricing.
Yes, it's more about the pricing.
Yeah.
But now the sad thing about that level of pricing is Kenyan clubs are reduced to counterfeit prices to match what's flooded in the market. You get now where the trouble comes in, because technically a good team can price their jerseys as high as 25 or 35 or 4,500 because according to them, that is the actual value of what they're selling.
And of course the cost of production, you put it all out, and then you mark up, and then now that is your final price.
But now they are compelled to gravitate towards what's being sold as counterfeit pricing so that they can match the price that their current fans that support that European team when they buy knockoff are buying it at. So that's why when, let's say, you hit a certain number at 2,000 per jersey, 2,500 per jersey, people feel it's too expensive. But their reasoning is not on the fact that it's not in the fact that this kit is expensive. It is based on what they buy this fake knockoff jersey price at. Two, also another thing that also I tend to think there is that justification when it comes to price is what elements are added to that kit to justify the price. Example, in the local market and the pricing market that we normally price our kits at, we normally, the teams that we service, they normally sell it around that price range, because we understood, and from the onset we knew we have to also to have this team on a competitive platform. So as much as there are certain elements we might not add, let's say in their badge work, in certain level of, let's say, fabric use, we tone it down or we have it in a certain element, we have to be competitive. When we add all these elements into these kits, definitely that kit will go it will go high. So sometimes I tend to feel sorry for the Kenyan teams because they are being forced to act on or to act on knockoff pricing, because that's what we are accustomed to. So it will take a bit of time to actually tell them, like, look, this is the actual cost of production when it comes to this kit. That's why clubs like rugby, like in rugby, they are actually there is almost 5% chance you'll get a knockoff kit for a local rugby team. So now they buy it at the retailing price that is set by that specific club, because there is nothing to compare it with. You understand? So that's where rugby gets the leeway, because now if we design for Masinde Muliro, like most, like they're playing in the sevens, along with another, we have another club called Makueni Ravens. Makueni has proper kits, like the jerseys, good kits. So now when they show up, guys are like, we want to buy that. So if Makueni is selling it at 2.5, it is because they have done their costing, and then that is the price. The fan cannot compare it with anything else
in the market,
because there is nothing else that dictates
the
pricing. So it means they have a better chance of developing a better product because they don't have a cap on what a good kit is. For football, it's the opposite.
That's very interesting.
I don't know if you guys have ever thought about it.
I've never thought about it on that aspect. It's a very, very interesting aspect.
Exactly. So that's when you find, like, let's say you're selling the jersey at 2,000, example. You find, like, let's say for clubs like Denmark, in Kwale County, you have the embroidered badge, or you have the woven badge. All these elements, when a fan get to see the jersey, they're like, okay, I saw you guys added this instead of DTF. I saw you guys are branding this way. So when their fans get to experience the difference, now they understand
why it's costing that.
Why it is exactly. So these are the clubs, because they don't have something to benchmark with. The first thing tunakuja anasema ni, why would you sell me a kit at this price na naweza buy jezi ya team fulani na
ya
eBay.
Chelsea na eBay.
They don't understand you're literally
So-
buying a
So
counterfeit
how
product.
do we solve it though now? What are some of the things we can do to solve? Because it's a big menace in the league, in the top tier league.
I think one of the best approach to this specific situation would be clubs should explain why. I tend to think if you have the why,
Yeah.
you can always solve anything that you want to solve. Why will this kit cost X amount of money? One, we are using a superior, breathable, like let's say our fabric, the dry fast fabric. So basically, this is polyester. We have the perforation element for the playing kits. We have the embroidered or the badge or the silicone or whatever badge.
Yeah.
And also we have this level of craftsmanship on these kits, like how we pride ourselves. So through all these, when you explain it and then you give the fan that specific jersey,
Yeah.
they can actually tell you whether it's value for money or not.
Yes.
Yeah, when
Because
they experience
yes,
it.
when they experience it. Because
Yeah.
also remember, again, I'll say it, remember, these specific prices that Kenyan clubs price on their kits, these fans are able to access something similar to what you're selling to them. And when they compare, one is at 900 and yours is at 2000, they'll outrightly tell you this is nonsense.
Yeah.
Distortion.
This exactly, because now they have something to compare it with.
Because a fan just want belonging, if you ask me.
yes,
Right?
yes,
They just
yes,
want
yes.
to feel that I support Ulinzi Stars.
Yes.
If you buy yours 2,500 or that 3,000 and I buy mine at 900, when we go to the stadium, we are all Ulinzi Stars fans.
Yes, and also another thing, maybe you spoke of the kits wanachoma the fan kit kwa kiwanja when they showed up with the fake replicas. For me, if I was that club,
Yeah.
I'd be very proud as a club that fans are willing to go the extra mile to get it fake to come to the pitch because they want to belong. That goes to show there is demand for that
This
specific
demand. Yeah.
product.
Yeah.
So if I was in charge of that club, I'd look at alternative fabrics that would cost whatever they're getting it on such a knockoff price. That's the same thing club do. Like you'll have, let's say I'll use again Maringo because it's our latest project. They have the player version.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
and then
And then
now-
the replicas.
Yes, then they
and-
have the stadium or the fan version.
the
They have the
fan
Kwanya version.
Yes. And then now they have so it happens across the world. So now if you feel like, let's say 2,000 is expensive,
Yes.
there's a 1,500 jersey. But same
But quality wise, now that's now my question. Now.
elements. I
It's
call
about
it
the
elements that will be added or removed. But it is the same jersey done the same way. That's how you're able to get, let's say, a player version, let's say outside, like for the European teams, it costs 15,000. And then there is the fan version, it costs 7,000. Or let's say the player unit or the playing unit costs 7. The other one it costs 4,000.
Yes.
It's simply because they understand the player version is the highest performance kit. So it should be expensive.
Yeah.
And then now there is what you go to the stadium with that doesn't need all these add-ons. So how much do we sell that for?
And in this counterfeit, as we finalize, is the buyer wrong?
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
If it's the Kenyan market, I would say the buyer is wrong and not wrong at the same time for two reasons. Look at it this way. I support Gucha Youth.
Yes.
They have the retailing price
Yes.
for their kit.
Yes.
I cannot afford that. And then I go for the cheaper alternative, which now we perceive it as a knockoff. So if I'm getting a lot of people buying the knockoff,
Yeah.
then I should re-strategize on the pricing and the why. Now I start getting more data. Is our brand positioning poor? Do we need to get more people to sell our merchandise? Do we need to look at our pricing? Do we need to discuss with our manufacturer on how we can cut down on costs so that more people access this jersey?
Yeah.
Because I understand, unlike any other let's say like any other league, the Kenyan league is quite young
Yes.
in terms
yes.
of how we sell off our merchandise.
Yes.
That's why I'm thinking we're having all these troubles at such an initial stage of growth because it is expected. Yes.
Now, as we finalize, it's been a fantastic conversation, and you work in a very creative industry, and where ideas can be stolen. Have you been a victim of this?
Sadly, yes. We have we have a bit of troubles here and there. And sadly sometimes it happens with like top flight teams. And I think people can be ignorant to a certain point, and then it has its own implication. So
how do they get the ideas? Amfichi?
There are things we call concept, and I remember I remember
Okay.
in 2023 we did a bit of concept designs. Basically we were trying to challenge the teams, have better designs, have better
it can
products for
look
the
like
fans.
this.
It can look like this.
Yeah,
Try
yeah.
to, so they took it literal, like literally, like we are going to have it look like this. Yeah,
And something interesting, I don't know, are there laws, because IP laws that now protect you as the designer of a certain concept, or can you take somebody to court and get your dues because it was your design? Is there anything like that can protect you in such situations?
there is actually. Luckily for us, or maybe good for us, is our CEO is a lawyer, an advocate of the court. So now we are looking at ways on how to strengthen such things and improve the way our brand or our product is seen, and how we can protect ourselves from such situations.
And something else maybe we can add apart now from, of course, you've said you produce maybe the jerseys. What are some of other products, training kits, or do you have the bibs? What are other products that are under Beast Athletic?
Actually we do primarily everything that has sports in it, from rugby, football, hockey. We actually have a hockey team in the top flight.
Fantastic.
Yes, and also now we have these like tennis. Literally we have everything that is sport, from travel, training, bags, all weather, hoodies. We literally have everything. So that's why I'm excited when we have our physical shop. We'll give people an opportunity to actually come in, try out, see what we can do, and how also we can help them improve their specific products if they have, or how we can improve their specific sales if they need such services as well. Yes.
Interesting.
Fantastic conversation. Now, football or athletics for you?
I think football, for me, but athletics is very nice.
Yes.
But for the fact that I think football is more of a crowd sport, where a lot of people are in it at the same time, and you have to pick something on the go.
Yes.
I think for me, football.
Favorite Kenyan club? Ile una support?
Ile nye na support.
Siseme Shabana tafadhali.
Tulikuwa na Thika United.
No.
But now haiko. So yeah, I enjoy I actually last season Sofapaka was playing good football. So now because our Thika United wasn't there, I dikenda pale, but I enjoy what Kariobangi Sharks is doing.
We just talked about them earlier.
Yeah.
They play some nice football.
I like what
You don't like Gor Mahia?
Gor Mahia is good. Gor Mahia is good.